What a week. Hello lovelies, welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lou and I am recording my Mounjaro journey. If this isn't the first time you see me, thank you for coming back. I'm doing an update on week 9 of my Mounjaro, so roughly about 2 months that I've been on it now. And thankfully, after having 2 weeks of not very good weigh-ins, I had a wonderful weigh-in this week. It's really been up and down this week, total roller coaster. My weight has fluctuated this week by 6.2 pounds. Just insane. But my weight loss with my weigh-in on Monday was 4.6 pounds, which is really great. So much better than the last couple of weeks. And that means that my total loss to date in 9 weeks is 11.6 pounds. So for those who are new, I am wanting to do Mounjaro very slow and steadily. I'm not wanting to rapidly lose weight. I think anyone looking to lose weight wants to lose it quickly, but I really want to do my best to not lose it as slowly as possible, but just I don't want to lose it too quickly. I want my body to have plenty of time to adjust and adapt. So yes, this has kind of been a bit of a long and slow process so far, but I believe that I'm doing it as carefully and cautiously as possible without having any sort of serious detriment to myself, and I'm definitely limiting the side effects as much as possible. So that's what's really important to me, and I seem to be coping well with it. Plus there was a change in the last week which may have contributed to the weight loss. I think there was another reason that contributed to the weight loss. We'll get into that later. So I'm going to do my usual sort of update with Mounjaro, and then I'm going to fill you in on some other things that have happened this week, because it's just been, it's been a good week. It has. So stats for the Mounjaro: my weight loss was good, 4.6 pounds down. My sleeping has been pretty good, pretty consistent. My sleep at the beginning of Mounjaro was very bad. It was really negatively affected. It's been quite consistent for a while now. It was slightly disrupted at the weekend, and I can't determine if that was due to circumstances or if that was due to the changes that I made around Mounjaro. I'll go into a little bit more depth with that. My food, I'm getting really bad at trying to track and take photos of my food. I've said this for a couple of weeks now that I am going to do my best to improve on that. And I still need to improve on that. I'm sorry. So I need to work on that. Exercise wise, I actually didn't do any strength training this week. I hope that isn't anything to do with having weight loss. Obviously, I don't want to be losing muscle, but I did so much walking. I was using my walking pad a lot, but there was also a day that I went out walking, which I'll tell you about, and I really love that. So a little bit more depth of the weigh-in. So on Monday I weighed in, and I think last Monday I was higher than the week before, not by a lot, by like 0.4. It wasn't really much, but it was just like, come on, why is there a gain? I should be losing all of this. But I was very aware that my period was due. And in the last couple of years, I know myself that when my period is due, I start retaining a lot of water. Let me think. So yeah, it was on the Sunday. I'd been drinking with my brother the night before, and on the Sunday, I remember, so I was drinking my bottle, I had electrolytes in this and I had water in this. I went through 3 or 4 of these in the afternoon alone, and you'd be lucky if I went to the bathroom twice. And it was literally like I was just holding on to it. My body was not letting it go. So when I had a bad weigh-in on the Monday, I was like, that is more likely down to me retaining a lot of water. I certainly hadn't eaten a lot to justify why that weight gain was there. I'm thinking this is likely hormones, water retention. It's because of my period more than anything else. I eventually got my period on the Wednesday. And when I weighed in on the Wednesday, I was even higher than I was on the Monday. I was like, what is actually happening here? I was absolutely, I say I was livid. I got over it very quickly, but it was so frustrating. I'm thinking, if I see any more gains, I'm going to, I was pretty upset by that. But I was up and out of the house really early on the Wednesday because I had a nail appointment. So I've had my nails done. I took a video of them before so you could see. And these are really long for me, and it's the almond shaped nails, which I've wanted for a really long time. There we go. That's a wee bit better where you can see. and I got this beautiful sort of burgundy maroon colour, which I wanted for, like, with it being autumn time. And I remember when I first got them, I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to file these down, like these are so long. But actually I've gotten used to them, and I love them. They're so nice. Every time I look at my hands, I feel like a witch. I don't know why that's a good thing, but it's true. And so I'd booked this nail appointment, and it was in the estate that's next to mine. I thought I could drive round, but I knew that the weather was going to be really nice, and I thought I'm just going to walk to the appointment. Oh my God, I had such a beautiful walk. It was one of those amazing, perfect autumn days, my absolute favourite days. It was clear blue sky. There wasn't a cloud to be seen. There was no wind, no humidity, slight chill in the air. So I had like a kind of like a chunky hoodie on. And it was like so fresh and crisp, and it was quiet. There were no children around. There wasn't even like dog walkers. Like, I was mostly just out on my own, and I had my earbuds in, and I was listening to my book, and it took 20 minutes, about 20, 25 minutes to get there and to come back again. And oh, it was just, I mean, I do a lot of walking, but it's always on my walking pad. It's always when I've got YouTube on, like I'm watching something. But actually being out and about and walking in nature, I'll say in nature, I mean, it was just through the streets, but oh my gosh, what a difference it made. It was so wonderful. And my nail appointment, considering how they look, it went really fast. I was in there just under an hour, came home, and because it was such an early appointment, I was home by like 10:30. Oh, I just had this wonderful start to the day because I had those two 20-minute walks. So what a difference. It was really, oh, I really enjoyed it, and it just reminded me so much of why I love this time of year and why I love autumn. And I love going out for walks in autumn because I feel like you can dress appropriately as a woman. Like, I don't know how many women I've spoke to, and they all say that they much prefer winter times because of what they can dress. Like, it's so much easier to stay warmer than it is to stay cooler. Because I'd had this nice early start for the day and I was like really refreshed, I ended up, I had such a nice day. Like, God, I came home, I had a great meditation, and what did I do? Oh yeah, I came home and I dyed my hair. This is all in preparation for a party that was happening on Saturday. That's why I was getting my nails done. Had to dye my hair, and I did my own pedicure later on in the day. And in the evening, I got all of my social media accounts set up. I finally got my banner and picture all set up, because I'm recording this just now at the end of September, but I'm seriously behind on editing and actually uploading videos. So I'm not sure when this will go out, but I got all of my accounts all set up, and I just felt like I had a day where I just focused on myself, and like, but not in a selfish way, in a very well-being way. It was just lovely. I just had this lovely me day, and it was good. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so getting back to the Mounjaro stuff, because that's what I'm supposed to be talking about just now. I'm just looking at my notes, and I wasn't supposed to talk about all that just now. So I was talking about waking up on Wednesday, that I was heavier. I ended up getting my period. That was a whole thing, but then the day turned out to be a wonderful day, so I didn't let that get on. On Thursday, I took an extra dose, I took half a dose of Mounjaro. This is something that I have been talking about doing for a couple of weeks now, and this was the first week that I actually put it into place. So a few weeks ago, I was talking about that when my partner Billy is home, he comes home every second weekend. He works away 11 days, no, he's away 10 nights, comes back for 4. It's almost like when he's around that the Mounjaro isn't working, and we were discussing about, should I titrate up from 2.5 to 5 milligrams? I was like, I don't know how I feel about doubling it right away. I know this is how the manufacturer has created it, but as an individual, I just didn't know how my body was going to cope with it, thinking about side effects, and because I was very queasy and it really impacted my sleep, and I want to try and do it where it's as less invasive as possible. I came up with the idea that maybe I could take a little booster for when he comes home to help me cope a bit better for when he's home, for various different reasons, because I never felt that I was really fully sticking to it. So Thursday was my first chance. So he came home Thursday. It was literally about half an hour before he came home. So I took it a little earlier in the evening than I'm used to, but I took 1.25 milligrams. So it was half a dose. So for the week overall, it was 3.75, but on a split dose. I felt absolutely fine on a Thursday. On the Friday, I did for a couple of hours have some queasiness, but actually, once I'd had a bowel movement, I was totally fine after that. I didn't have any queasiness for the rest of the weekend. And I really do believe that it helped with cravings. I didn't have any sweets cravings all weekend. And I was very aware at how much at dinner time I was leaving on my plate and that I wasn't eating as much or as much as I maybe would have with him being around. It was like by taking that extra dose, it felt exactly like how it did the first time I was on Mounjaro. Because I believe when I started it, he was home that weekend. And I remember seeing this massive shift in the way that I was with food and with him, whether I was serving us food or if he was having something and I wasn't, and like you get FOMO and like you want to join in kind of thing. Like there wasn't any of that. So I think it was a great success. And then I started thinking, if I am working towards that, I need to go up to 5 milligrams a week. I'm thinking maybe it makes sense that I take the extra 1.25 every week. So it means rather than jumping from 2.5 to 5 milligrams, doubling it right away, I'm just going halfway up before I go up to that next step. So for a couple of weeks over that split dose, because I'm not able to take it as a full dose, I'm going to carry on with 3.75, and I'm positive I've seen other people do this. I have watched other videos of people that are doing split doses or where they talk about how they titrated up, that they didn't immediately go up by 2.5 every time, and that some of them were doing it gradually and kind of tweaking it. I know that for some people it's absolutely okay to go up by 2.5 each time, and that others need to do it a little bit gradual, and I just think that's where I fit in on this. So this is just my experience and what I'm doing. Do not take this as advice. Please do your own research, as I've done. Make sure that you watch plenty of videos, do plenty of reading, only do with what you're comfortable doing. Full disclaimer, I'm not a health professional. I'm just sharing my experience, as are many others. Yeah, so I've done it 1 week. It worked really well. And I think the plan was only to do it when Billy was home, but I'm really thinking that if I do want to work towards going up to a 5 milligrams, that I might do this on a weekly basis for a couple of weeks. So I was checking the calendar and working out when I'm due to order my next pen and what I have available in the house. Let me double check what I figured out. Yeah, so what I have available just now will actually do me until the end of October. And so round about the middle of the month, I will order my next pen. That will mean that I have 6 weeks of doing the 3.75. So I will have done 2.5 milligrams for 9 weeks. I'm currently going to start doing the 3.75 for 6 weeks. And then I will go up to 5 milligrams and see how I cope with that. So I'm quite happy and excited about that. And I mean, like I say, there are lots of factors about this week's weight loss, but it could also be down to the Mounjaro as well. So it's definitely something that I'm happy and I'm comfortable with. I believe what I'm doing is definitely the best steps for me. And even just speaking about it with Billy and with my parents, like they're all in agreement as well. So I don't feel I'm doing anything dangerous or untoward. So it was getting to the end of my first 2 months on Mounjaro. I decided to take my measurements as well. So, I mean, I didn't have as good results as the previous month. In my first month of Mounjaro, I lost 12 inches, which was miraculous. But in this month, I lost 4 inches. So not too much. But when you think that overall, at the time that I measured myself, my weight loss in total was 10 pounds and I lost 16 inches. I still think that's a really good result. And what's really important is that I can notice the difference. I can see it. I can see it slightly. I can see it in my face, not too much in my neck yet, but I can see it in my face and I definitely feel it and see it in certain areas of my body. So I know that I'm on the right track. I know that I'm only getting these results because I'm on Mounjaro and because of the changes that I put in place to work with that. And that if I was continuing to diet without the Mounjaro, I wouldn't be getting these results. So I'm really happy with that outcome. A lot of people will think it's really slow, but this is how I want to do it. I want it to be gradual. I explained all that at the beginning. So yeah, so that is my Mounjaro update. If you want to hear what else happened this weekend, then stick around. I mentioned in my last video that I was involved with Billy's ex-partner, the mother of his children, about organising a party for their eldest son. There's been a few other things that have happened this weekend, but I'm not going to disclose them just now. It's stuff that won't be taking place until next year anyway. That just made it all the more special. I feel it's too early to share it just now, but yeah, so I had a wonderful weekend. I've had a great weigh-in. Who knows? Is it an actual weight loss? Is it just been because of the night out? Has it been because period came and went? I don't know. I mean, like I say, my weight fluctuated throughout the week by 6.2 pounds. Hopefully next week I will have a bit more of a thorough update with Mounjaro. I'll see how I go the second week with taking a second dose. I will do my best to try and take photos of food, or even maybe just record a little bit of cooking. If that's what you want to see, let me know. I know that when I was researching Mounjaro, I used to watch a lot of videos of what I eat in a day, and I haven't done any of that. So if that's the kind of thing that you want to see, that's definitely something that I can try working on. My plan was to track what I was eating so that I could see on average what my macros are. I've got really bad at doing that because I'm not a fan of tracking food for various reasons. And it's definitely something that I can work on if that's the sort of content that people want to be seeing. But as far as I'm concerned, it's been 2 months on it. What a journey it's been so far. And I'm really curious to see how are the next couple of months going to go. Like, what am I going to look like at Christmas time? What am I going to weigh? I was asking my mum just the other day, how weird is it going to be having Christmas dinner this year? I mean, it's like the meal that you look forward to all year. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to eat it at this rate. So, and I've just remembered I'm going out this weekend. So that's 3 weekends in a row. I'm going out drinking. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know when my social life took such a turn. Yes, I'm going out. Oh, I'm going out this weekend again. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.